How do I do it all? The Brezza gives me the power.
Right, India pick up their first points in the ICC Men's Champions Trophy 2025. In the end, you'd say it was comfortable. It was comfortable by and large, especially the way Rohit and Shubman started. And speaking of Shubman Gill, you know a player's at the peak of his powers when he's got back-to-back hundreds, when he plays like that and sees his team over the line. So we look back at the Gill innings, at India's first win, where Bangladesh perhaps lost that game, and everything that is worthy to discuss from this game. On Maruti Suzuki Arena presents ESPN Cricket for Match Day. Anil Kumble and Sanjay Manjrekar had the pleasure of their company all day. That's why I love it. You get the ODI format where you can spend a whole day with you, admire bowling by Shami and now batting by Gill. Yeah. Is it fair to say we are seeing someone really hit a sweet spot now as far as his batting form goes, Anil?
Oh, he's been brilliant, especially in this format. We spoke about it. I think the elegance and the ease at which he got that 100 on a difficult pitch. I mean, I don't think it was a true pitch where the ball was coming on nicely. It was on the slower side, and you had to make adjustments. Yet he was middling the ball and timing it so well, and he batted brilliantly. The best part about Shubman Gill was he ensured that he saw the game through.
Yeah. Yes.
It was not like he wanted to get going and then get his runs, and then we've seen that before. But that's been the maturity that he's brought into his game, and hope that this is the start of a fantastic season for him and for India, because when you play your first match in a tournament and you get 100 not out and you're there till the end,
augurs well. Yeah,
augurs well.
Pre-tournament, I think you had selected him as your player of the tournament. It's a good start.
Yeah, and he's batting at the right position to make a huge impact, and exactly the same sentiments that when he gets 100, like today, it seemed like there's still plenty left in the tank. It was like 60% of Shubman Gill is enough to get 100 like this, and then stays till the end. I think that is the difference between Shreyas Iyer and Shubman Gill, that Gill will take you right through till the end. So I've mentioned this, like a lambi race ka ghoda is somebody who you think is going to be around for 10, 15 years. Shreyas Iyer, despite his obvious talent, doesn't give you that impression. And some other shots that he played.
Yeah.
What shot was that? I mean, a good length ball that he just hit and went into the second tier. So the big game is at his beck and call. Can he be better in 50 overs cricket as a batter? I don't think so. What can be better than this?
When we've spoken of Gill being so comfortable in this format, when you start well, and Rohit's got a good start, and the new ball and the power play, but then there comes a period of play when the strike rate drops from 100 to 56, 65, 75, somewhere
and why
there.
Is that?
And then you go back up. And I'm just going into, if you've picked something else, please do. But I would think for the modern day batter, It's a challenge to shift gears from 5 to 2 and then back to 4 and 5.
Yeah, and he's got that, class to do it. Another thing we must never forget, that India is blessed with 1, 2, 3 who are also test batters. So they can play different gears. Yashasvi Jaiswal, when he comes in, eventually, he's also another test batter. So if the ball is swinging around in overseas conditions, they have the ability to see the new ball through and then handle the various situations. Shubman Gill is that kind of a player. He's not one-dimensional. He has all the gears, and we saw him do that today as well. So, yeah, I mean, it's just a guy, as you said, at the top of his 50 overs cricket prowess, and just does it very calmly. There's an air of, dominance and just surety with the way he bats and finishes games.
And the other thing that was noticeable today was generally when he sees an off spinner, he steps out and launches it over long on, mid-wicket. He felt that was not the case today. He didn't want to do it. He didn't want to take that risk, perhaps because of the pitch. He felt that was a riskier option.
Sure.
Although Miraz, is someone he would take him on. As an off spinner, we have seen that even in Test match cricket, when an off spinner comes on to bowl, he steps out and then tries to go over long on, deep mid wicket. He never did that. He was constantly looking to just take him and ease through and ensure that he was there till the end. And that's something that was very noticeable, even when the run rate dropped a little bit.
And also the ability to nick off singles, keep that scoreboard ticking. And it's not like he plays a sweep shot a lot or that. If you see, he goes very traditional, and he loves to keep that bat straight, even when he's playing the pull shot. The bat comes down very straight.
That unique shot, almost trademark Gill.
So he doesn't miss that as much. And if you see, a lot of his singles would be just back foot punches towards long gone. instead of just playing with soft hands. So a guy who can get singles at will, can hit a six at will, has got a reasonably good defense for 50 overs cricket. I mean, the complete player at the moment.
We spoke of his formidable record with Rohit Sharma at the top of the order that's been around for some time, even though we don't see as much ODI cricket or haven't in the last 12 months. Averaged over 60 coming into the tournament. That's only going to go up. Again, you know how I like to get carried away, and you're supposed to rein me back. India are going to think of successors, and there is chat of Gill. He's already been named vice captain in the test team. He's vice captain white ball as well, doesn't make the T20 team. This is the format where that should almost be a seamless fit whenever the time comes after it. Could be after this tournament, could be sometime in the near future. Gill's just nailed that spot because the first thing you need is
what
the form.
What spot? The captaincy spot?
As the next captain.
I've not actually given it a thought, so it's a difficult question to answer because I want to just look at all the pros and cons. I thought when he was made vice captain, when Rohit Sharma was supposed to be on that tour of Australia, and then India learned that he's not going to be the vice captain, and Bumrah was made the vice captain. I think that was an excellent choice because Bumrah deserved it more than Shubman Gill did. And eventually how the Australian series panned out, you could see Shubman Gill really struggled to make a mark, and Bumrah was in a league of his own. Same with Anil Kumble as well. When he was made the captain, it was high time that honor went to him. So I'm not yet sure. I'm thinking aloud.
I can understand why that is, because we still, there is enough opinion on Gill still needs to make it as a test batter in tough conditions overseas and have that volume of runs, which we've even seen Jaiswal get in a home series. But here, he is vice captain of this team.
Yeah, so but then Bumrah isn't around. Now that I've started thinking, I think Bumrah should get that offer first. And whenever, forget about Bumrah's fitness, whether he's going to be fit. He doesn't have to captain every one-day match that India plays. When he's available, I think Bumrah should get that privilege.
Anil?
No, I think Shubman should certainly, he's already in the leadership group, and eventually he'll get to that captaincy. Whether it is immediately after Rohit leaves one-day cricket or Bumrah comes in, which is the automatic choice, both for test match cricket and ODI format, because you hardly play ODIs now. If you look at white ball cricket, although the next World Cup is 2027, in between 23 to now, we've hardly played one-day cricket. It's mostly been T20 formats, where Surya Kumar Yadav is already the captain for India. So when you look at ODI format, even to sort of look at Bumrah and preserve him because he's very valuable, and try and see and utilize him for important tournaments, I think Bumrah will become the natural choice, but Shubman won't be far behind.
Well, he's making a strong case, at least with as far as form goes. Let's not forget Hardik Pandya exists too, so that's not our job. That's for Sanjay's friend Ajit Agarkar and Anil's friend Gautam Gambhir, Anil's successor Gautam Gambhir, to decide on. Let's look at the other big takeaways for India from this performance. Rohit Sharma, we spoke at length at halftime on what kind of Rohit we'll see. It's fair to say now we're back to the Rohit who has no fear, like we saw in the 2023 World Cup.
Yeah, to be expected, and now he has even more confidence to play in that fashion because Indian batting is looking really good. Shreyas Iyer is looking good. There's K. Rahul, I thought was an important gain from this match because he seems to have just found some kind of confidence hitting the ball well. And then you've got just batting Hardik Pandya, Akshar Patel, Jadeja. So more of a license for Rohit Sharma to play in that fashion. And I do believe at this stage of his career, we saw him really struggle fitness-wise when he reached his 100 against England in that last one-day series. So this suits him perfectly, make an impact right at the start and just make life easier for the batters to come after him.
I don't want to compare yesterday and today because you had New Zealand as an opposition and Bangladesh and Pakistan were chasing 320, India chasing 230. But all that notwithstanding, this is what we talk of when Rohit and Gill will not allow bowlers to settle. Will find ways to play how ODI cricket needs to be played, which Pakistan missed yesterday.
Oh yes, you have to take advantage of the power play. I mean, irrespective of what's happening, whether it's the ball swinging, whether the pitch is not helping you, still have to make runs. You have to show that intent that you're there to take the bowlers on. If that doesn't happen, then it rubs off on the people who are waiting to come in as well. It's not just about the two batters who are struggling. It's also the mindset of the batters who are following after someone gets out. So it's very important to make that statement at the start, whether you're bowling first or batting first. And with that, there's no doubt that no matter what's happening, both Rohit and Shubman Gill will look to make things happen. And that's what is expected in a white ball format now.
And even if they wanted to do it, Ronak, let's be very honest and
the ability point that you mentioned.
I mean, even if we thought, let me whack this guy into the second tier with a ball that wasn't bad, not too many of the Pakistani batters have the ability to make that happen.
All right. It did get slightly harder, more laborious after that, though, from Virat Kohli, Shreyas Iyer, and even Gill had to slow down. What was that down to?
No, I think the spin, because, there's enough in this pitch, there's a bit of bounce, and the slowness of the surface. And I felt, Virat, having been through a lean patch, so to speak, especially in white ball cricket, he hasn't had that kind of a run for a long period of time. I feel he's trying a bit too hard. I mean, you have that, in players who have been there and done that before, and everyone sort of looks up to you saying, okay, he's the guy who's going to take the game away, and he's the one guy who's the important man in this team. When you have that kind of pressure and when you have that kind of expectations, you suddenly sort of start putting undue importance to all of that, and then try hard to do well. When you do that, you're not really relaxed. I mean, the best innings that I'm sure he's played, he's not even thinking about all of that. The best bowling performances, you're not even thinking about all of that. So I think he's trying a bit too hard. You can see that in the way he's going about his innings. He just needs to not worry about, like how Sanjay mentioned, Rohit comes in there, has the freedom because there's plenty of batting, and all of them are in great form. Similarly for Virat, he just needs to come in and not worry about anything else.
See, he's in a tight corner, Virat Kohli. His confidence is clearly down. He wants to still show that he's up there for a fight. And I'm starting to see maybe there is a little bit of bravado as well. But why not? You can't be revealing what's inside you. Now, Rohit Sharma still has the big game. He can step out and hit a guy in, over extra cover or play short arm pull and willing to, take chances. Virat Kohli doesn't have the big game anymore. You've seen on occasions him playing the big shot, but he can't at will hit like a Shubman Gill does.
We thought there was an improvement on that during the last IPL, which led to his T20 selection and much better strike rates in the format, but you still think it's not the same?
What happened is after that 100 in Australia, had he just carried on that form, it's a confidence thing as well. When you're out of form and you don't have confidence, you suddenly don't quite get that power and, the courage to hit the big shots. That slip after Australia, where he really struggled. I saw when he got a 50 against England in the one-day series, it was actually more of an insight into how Virat Kohli is batting. I thought he batted superbly in South Africa when India was there. Australia, that 100 came after already 300 runs were on the board. At this stage, I'm looking at him down on confidence. The batting mechanism is not staying with him. And you know what? There was somebody who said many years back to us that as you start aging, your luck also starts running out. And look at Virat Kohli. You've got to feel for him. What kind of a surface is it going to get for the next two matches?
Right.
The surfaces that he would hate batting on, slow turning pitches. So it's not helping his cause either. So it's coming from all directions.
That number down there as well on screen, last 6 dismissals in ODIs, all to spin, and 5 of those to leggies, including Adil Rashid, who gave him a tough time today, got out as well. Can anything be read into that?
No, I think, to start off against spin on a surface like that, you need a lot of confidence. He's certainly trying too hard to maneuver that. He's a good player of spin when he's in form, when he's wanting to just knock singles off and then keep rotating the strike. But when he's looking to do that, he's now trying too hard to score runs rather than look to just maneuver. And that's been his game plan. And like I mentioned, yes, all players go through tough moments in their career. But I get a feeling watching him bat, I think he's putting a lot more pressure on himself. He just needs to just relax a little bit and then not worry too much about the outcome of what happens on the field, rather than just go there and then have the freedom to just go and play naturally what he does really well.
He's just not finding a way out. He's just trying to find some way that he can get a move on to the innings. And what you see there is actually, when he comes into bat, the spinners come on. It's after 10 overs and T26 overs. And once the spinners know that you're not going to be hitting them for 3 sixes straight down the pitch or over mid-wicket. Rohit Sharma can still do it. KL Rahul can do it. Shubman Gill can do it. So somewhere the spinners also are, bowling the kind of deliveries that they'll get wickets off because they don't fear a backlash from the batters. So he's cornered in a way. What he needed in this tournament were flat pitches like the one that we have in Pakistan, more of pace onto him. Things would have been better, but now it's going to be tough. And if he finds a way out of this and we see another, peak of Virat Kohli, that would be just telling you a lot more about that man as to how he's built.
Fascinating storyline. We do know that he likes the big stage, doesn't get any bigger than Pakistan next up. And from what we've seen of Pakistan, don't think spin's their strength. So perhaps that is the occasion anyway for Kohli. Let's just have a early verdict on Dubai. We were quite fascinated to see how it will go, whether it'll be due, will it be quick. India went here with 5 spinners, so in many ways they have assessed what they thought they're going to get. Is this good for India's chances? The kind of pitch we've seen, assuming it plays similarly through the tournament?
Yeah, it is, certainly, because you have Pakistan next and then you have New Zealand. So that should sort of, help you get into the semi-finals. And then, I think the only team that can possibly trouble India would be Afghanistan. I mean, I'm on a surface like this.
What about New Zealand themselves?
I think New Zealand will be a hard team to beat on this pitch. I think it's still good for India overall because India's strength now lies a bit towards spin and they've got some good players of spin now. It's a good pitch for the entire Indian team, barring one man that I just mentioned.
All right. And if we just go around what they looked to achieve today, they would have expected to win this game. They have won this game. But they gave Harshit Rana a go ahead of Arshdeep. They gave Kuldeep a go ahead of Arun. Are those plans for the tournament, even though it's a short tournament? You have to keep saying that.
Yeah, I think so. For the next game, at least against Pakistan, you would still want. Harshit Rana has done really well. He picked up wickets. He bowled well in the opportunities that he got today. But Kuldeep, I think you would like to go ahead because he again is someone who's coming back from an injury. You want to give him that confidence.
It was a drop catch.
A drop catch.
Today.
I mean, you need those. You need wickets. When you get a wicket, suddenly everything comes back. It's like when a batter's out of form and a couple of shots, you get a boundary, you get a 6.
As you know, Anil, we give batters a much longer rope in Indian cricket. Bowlers have to perform every day.
They look at the surface and pick bowlers, but they don't look at the surface and pick batters. So yes, in that sense, I think Kuldeep has been the best white ball bowler for a while for India. Stop-start doesn't really help anyone, especially someone like Kuldeep, because he also gets affected when he goes out of the team, whether through injury or whether he's been rested.
I don't know if he also would know that, Varun is in this squad for a reason, whether that's also playing on his mind.
Yeah. So I was just happy that he bowled one ball at 70 kilometers per hour. That is what's made me happy. You were saying something.
No, I'm saying it's important that like how you back any batter when not in form, you need to also back your bowlers. He's been one of the best bowlers who's picked wickets in those middle period. And he's done well against Pakistan. I mean, if you look back at all the tournaments that India has played Pakistan in ICC
in
tournaments.
Sri Lanka also. I mean,
Kuldeep has been a standout in terms of picking wickets at the right time. So it's just a matter of time. I mean, I feel another opportunity against Pakistan and he gets wickets. That's what you want. You want your best players to be in the peak of their form coming to the business end of the tournament.
All right, let's do a quick summation of Bangladesh as well, shall we? They bailed themselves out of a pretty deep hole, 35 for 5, managed to get 228, 100 for Tawhid Hridoy. But with the ball, perhaps they also had moments. There was a catch of KL Rahul that went down with about 60, 65 to get, who knows. What is the Bangladesh report from today for you?
Bowling attack, I think Mustafizur is a go-to bowler for them. You saw how the Indian batters found him hard to get away. And Mehdi Hassan, I think on a pitch like this will bowl well. But apart from that, I was surprised they didn't have more of specialist fast bowlers like Nahid Rana. They played a Tanzim, I guess, because he can bat a bit. If they're committing themselves to pace, then might as well go all out on, who's the best pace bowler in the side and not pick somebody because he bats a bit. I'd like to see them go pure pace and couple of spinners, which is the way Bangladesh plays. And I think their batting will come through, but won't touch the heights that New Zealand or India would.
I mean, Rishad, I was impressed with Rishad. He bowled really well today. Consistently bowled good areas. Of course, the pitch was slightly on the slower side. He got bounce. He got Virat out, and he bowled really well. Batting-wise, they certainly showed a fight. After being 35 for 5, they'd be confident that, look, we got to a score which at least you try to defend. If their openers come good, if they can get off to a good start, I think they have a decent batting lineup with them. And like I mentioned, it's been disappointing that they've been in the international scene for 25 years, and yet we're not talking them like how we would talk Sri Lanka before,
Afghanistan in this
and
tournament.
Afghanistan,
Yeah.
Sure.
and you would want a team like Bangladesh to get there because there's so much of support that you get from their fans.
Yeah.
There's a fantastic following in Bangladesh for cricket, and in terms of the investment that they've made to cricket is pretty severe, and you want youngsters to come through, and Bangladesh has all the personnel. It's just about putting all of that together in a tournament like this.
Yeah, and you think, if anything, when there's an ICC event in this part of the world, that they would be an even more of a threat. But we're singing a lot of praise for New Zealand. Bangladesh going to have it tough. They've got New Zealand up next, and they also then have Pakistan, which Sanjay has said is going to be a close game. So we wait
Pakistan
for that.
and
Bangladesh.
Did I say that? Okay.
You said it'll be a good game, I thought. Right. Just as we wrap things up, Hridoy, good 100, severe cramp. Did any of you ever have that kind of cramp, that degree of cramp? How long does it take to recover?
High salt diet, so never got cramps.
That helps, is it?
I believe so. No? They used to put salt in water.
Your confidence changed.
No, I remember during our time that we got cramps. Somebody came with 2 tablespoons of salt in the water and made us drink it. So I thought anybody who lost salt from the body would get cramps.
This is a chance I give you to talk about the England opening batter if you want.
There's actually Phil Salt is one, and there's somebody who plays for Somerset. He's called Michael Pepper.
That's correct.
So I'm waiting for the date when both of them would open and be nice.
You have to give him credit for maintaining this through the course of an ODI, from the pre-show to now.
ODI needs all the help, from outside.
You call this help?
So he had Shanto to start with, and now he has salt and pepper. No, but I never had any issues with cramps. Yes, there were the odd days when you
He just had issues with jaw.
you would have.
He got hit on the head by 140 clicks per hour.
No, it's about when you played in climates where you knew that you would be it would be challenging. You would sort of start preparing a couple of days prior to that with hydration, and that's how you sort of avoid getting
You
cramps.
wouldn't know that, Ron.
Okay, this is where we try and wrap things up. I can confirm Shubman Gill has been awarded player of the match, and Mohammad Shami did get a 5-4. We have broken down his performance in our halftime show, but Anil, just again, typical bowler gets 5, but batter with 100 will take the...
Always.
It's the recency thing. It's actually, I have...
So I think they might have forgotten what happened in the first innings because of the ODI form.
I mean, I've just covered a few matches of the WPL. It's amazing how quickly they forget what happened.
It's also the commentators. All of them are batters voting for a batter.
Yeah.
Who would you have awarded the player of the match to?
Now see, at the halfway stage, 230, we knew who was going to win it. So that is how I look at it. Who put India in that position? And Shami's 5 wickets certainly helped. And if not Gill, somebody else would have done that and got India through 230. Because the score is not a big one. Yeah.
Why are you laughing?
Sanjay didn't say Shami.
All right, we leave it there. Thank you very much. Anil Kumble, always a pleasure. Sanjay Manjrekar as well. We will welcome these fine gentlemen back as the Champions Trophy has only just begun. We've seen one group. We look forward to seeing South Africa, Afghanistan tomorrow, Australia, England, and then, of course, small matter of India, Pakistan over the weekend. Join us just around the toss on Maruti Suzuki Arena Presents ESPN Cricket for Match Day. Bye-bye.
Actually.
How do I do it all? The Brezza gives me the power.